Hello, everybody. This is Gina Young with Centric Business Solutions, and I have my good friend and business associate and partner, Joye Sistrunk with Premier Group. And we are here today for a follow-up video to talk about the BOI reporting that everybody's been hearing about. We've been getting lots of phone calls, emails, text messages, even smoke signals, people just trying to figure out what is a BOI reporting requirement and how does it affect them. So we're just going to have a little conversation just about the requirements, who's required to file it. And so, Joy, thank you and welcome. This is our, second or third video now?
One this year, so we're excited. We want to end the year on a high note. So, and make sure people are informed and don't get caught off guard. So, what is the biggest question you're getting right now about BOI?
The biggest question that I'm getting is, am I required to file this report? Do I have to log in to this website, this site that they're telling me to go on to and file this report? And so I've gotten that message over and over and over again because people are still really confused about it. So
So,
what say you, Joy?
I agree. I've gotten the same question, like you said, emails, phone calls, smoke signals. The answer is most businesses need to file, most small businesses need to file the BOI report. If you have, there are few exceptions. Most people won't meet them. You have to have 20 employees plus do 5 million in revenue, plus have a physical presence. And you and I were talking before the call, and this physical presence thing is a big deal.
It
So
is.
what the physical presence, because we were like, oh, just an office. Most people have a home office, no big deal. But the way the rule is written, it says that you can't, the business would have to have the either own or rent the space, and no other affiliated business can be in there. And so we think that virtual office spaces don't qualify you. And so if you have a virtual office space and you have 20 employees and you're doing $5 million, to me, you still need to file the BOI because you don't want to be out of compliance because the fees are so high. I mean,
They're hefty. Yes.
very hefty. They're saying $500 a day and a
Yep.
$10,000 penalty. And I didn't see a cap. I was looking for one, but
Yeah. Does it go on and on
on and on. It
until
can.
you come in compliance? I
Yeah.
totally agree with you, Joy, because so many people now, especially since COVID, have virtual offices.
Mhm.
And so I would say err on the side of caution. Just go ahead and file it. It's not a big deal. It takes less than 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes max, but it's a very simple process. And so I would say just err on the side of caution and make sure you go ahead and just file it, just in case.
Agreed. It's just, it's better always to be safe than sorry. And with we don't know the world is constantly changing. You don't want to be on the wrong side of
No.
this. This is one of those times.
This is
So,
huge. This is huge. And as I was telling you earlier, Joy, yesterday for the first time, I saw a commercial on TV about the BOI reporting requirement. And so I'm glad they're trying to get the word out there. I wish they would have done commercials months and months ago because there's still a lot of people who don't even know what it is. But yeah, we're
it
here
is
to
help.
inform you, keep you informed and keep you in the know because it can be a little confusing.
It can. And I actually saw something. I think I may have read it. They said something like there are about, they're expecting 65 million people to file. Only 8 million people have filed. So that may attribute be why you saw the commercial, because they're trying to raise awareness. Because there is no, I think people sometimes got a little confused because earlier in this year there was a lawsuit about BOI, but it exempted a very, very narrow group of people.
Very small group.
Very small group. So most people still need to file, and you've had a year to technically comply if you were already in business. So I don't think that they are going to be, we don't know that they're going to be open to waiving penalties. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend waiting as soon as possible, please.
Don't wait. Don't wait. You have until December 31st. I would say go ahead and do it as soon as possible. I think it's been made, such a big deal. People have been making a big deal out of it because it is a big deal. But I think a lot of people are a little nervous about it. And sometimes when it blows up like that, it's a big deal. Everybody's talking about it. Some people kind of shrink back. But trust me, I went through it myself. I've done it because I wanted to be able to inform you all. It is not a big deal. It's very simple. We do everything online these days. So don't be intimidated by it, but make sure you get in there, get it done, and just check that box. And once it's done, it's done.
It's done. And whether you know it or not, you actually have done it before. You just did it on paper because
Yeah,
people filled out the BOI form before it was a whole thing. They filled
yeah,
out the PPP and the idle loan. So whether you realize it or not, you filled out all the owner, the beneficial owners information. Who are the owners of the company? You had to tell them that. You had to give them a copy of your driver's license. So for people that are saying, "Oh, I don't want them to have all my information," they already have it.
absolutely.
They
Even if you haven't filled out the form or the information before, they have it. They
have
can get it if they want it. So
it.
just, yeah, that's a really good point though, Joy. People that did the idle loan, the PPP
Mhm.
loan during COVID, you gave them all of that information. So yeah, this is just kind of a reboot, for
It
lack
is.
of a
Oh,
better
I love
term.
that, a reboot. So there are a couple other people who we found out are exempts on the nonprofit side. You want to
Yeah.
talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, actually, we talked and we've researched and double researched to make sure we gave you the right information. And so 501(c)(3), 4, and 5 organizations, tax exempt organizations, are for the most part exempt from filing the BOI. Joy already talked about those companies and those entities that are required to do so. So let's just repeat, like if you're an LLC, you're a partnership, you're any of those things, even S Corps, C Corps, if you don't meet that 20 employee number, the 5 million in gross sales, and have a physical presence that is not a virtual office, you have your own office space, you own it, you lease it. Yeah, those are the people who need to absolutely file. If it's a business that's owned by a nonprofit, typically like a daycare center, you will likely be exempt. Okay, but double check, double check.
Is if it's not, if it's the church or the nonprofit plus any other type of owner,
Yeah.
whether it's individual or business, then you do need to file the BOI report. And
Yes.
so the exemptions are a little bit tricky. So like Gina said, double check your paperwork, make sure you fall in line. We would also recommend when you go to file, have your last year's tax returns as
Yes.
well as your either passport or driver's license already on the
Yes.
computer so you don't get hung up when you get to that screen because you will need to submit social security numbers, complete names as they match the tax return, social security numbers, addresses, and then you actually have to submit a picture ID for every
Yes.
beneficial owner. So we recommend having those handy when you start the report.
Absolutely. And what that will do, like Joy said, as you start kind of going through the different steps and the different progression areas for completing the BOI, it will, if you have everything there, it'll go much faster versus you having, I don't even remember if you could stop and
That's what I
come
was gonna
back.
say. I don't
I
think you
think
can
it's one
stop
fell
and
swoop.
save. No, you can't. So if you don't
Yeah.
get in and it times out, you got to start all over again, which I
Yeah, so you want to have everything there. I think that's a great suggestion, Joy, to have your most recent tax return in front of you because it has business name, EIN, if they're, owners in the company, their names will be listed somewhere within the tax return. So yeah, just be prepared for it and then it'll go much faster.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
that's everything we have for you today.
yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to hearing
Thank
from
you.
you. If you need help, you can reach Gina at
You can reach me at gyoung@centricbizsolutions.com. We also have info@centricbizsolutions.com. So if you have any questions, just reach out to us. We're here to help you. And you can reach Joy and her team at
accounting@pgs-cpa.com, or you can give us a call at 301-577-6444. Because while we can't do the BOI for you, because that would be considered legal advice, we can definitely assist you with the process and maybe do a quick consultation with you for that. So thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.